Hey guys, I just wanted you to have another video to watch where we're going to talk about circles. I know this is material from middle school and you probably already feel pretty good about it already, but I wanted you to just have some additional resources to help you with these question sets. So I have some slides I'm going to share. Okay, so when we talk about circles, we're talking about a two-dimensional shape. It is drawn using a curve, and it's always the same distance from the center. So from my center to the outside of the circle is going to be the same distance. So a circle actually has all congruent radii. All the radii in the circle are going to be the same length. And again, it has a curve, which means it's not a polygon because our polygon has straight sides. When we talk about parts, we're going to talk about the radius, which is the distance from the center to the outside part of the circle. Or we'll talk about diameter, which is going straight through the circle, through the center, from one end to another. So radius is the distance from the center outward. The diameter goes straight across the circle through the center. Make sure it does go through the center. And then when we're calculating with circles, we will calculate the circumference, which is our distance around the circle. A circle has circumference, but our polygons are going to have perimeter. It's the same idea though, the distance around. We can use two different formulas. The first one is going to be pi times our diameter, d for our diameter. Or we can use 2 pi r. So keep in mind, one diameter is 2 radii. Okay, so pi times the diameter, or 2 pi r for our circumference, for our distance around. If you are walking around a circle and it has a diameter of 100 meters, how far have you walked? So we're going around the circle, we are going to find the circumference. So it has given us the diameter. I'm going to plug in that for d. Pi times 100, 3.14, which is what we're going to be using for pi, times 100, and we'll get 314 meters. So just like with perimeter, our circumference is one-dimensional. It's just going to be meters or inches or units. We don't need to square or cube our units for circumference. Another example is if we have a radius of 4. What is our circumference? Sorry, 4 centimeters. What is our circumference? So we have 4 centimeters from our center to the outside of the circle. Because we're using our radius, we're going to use 2 pi r for our circumference formula. Plug in my 4, plug in my 3.14, and we'll get 25.12 inches. Again, it's circumference, it's one-dimensional, just inches. Now, our other thing we can calculate is area. This is the amount of units squared within the circle, so the amount of space to fill a circle. We're going to use pi times our radius squared. And again, area is going to be squared units. So squared inches, squared feet, squared yards, squared units. But we're just coming up with what is this light green space within our circle to find our area. What is the area of a circle that has a radius of 5 meters? Oh, I guess I should say centimeters. So we're going to plug in our 5 for our radius. And again, notice we are squaring the radius, we're not multiplying it by 2. So pi times 5 squared is going to be pi times 25, 3.14 times 25, and lastly, that will give us 78.5 meters squared. So I guess that centimeters was wrong. Sorry about that. So again, area is our units squared, so we are going to take that meters and have meters squared. This is where I kind of wanted to just push our thinking. One last question I wanted to talk about with you together. Taking it to that high school level, you might be given an area question and asked to find what is the circumference. You could be given an area question asked to find what's the diameter. You can be given a radius and asked to find both the area and the circumference. But it's going to be a little bit trickier because you guys are in high school, so we're going to just amp it up one notch. If the area of a circle is 50.24 feet squared, what is the circumference of the circle? So we have our area, we have this space within our circle is 50.2 feet squared. We want to know what's the circumference. So first things first, we're going to take our area formula. Area equals pi r squared. We are going to take our 50.24 and plug it in for area. And we don't have r, but we can plug in 3.14 for pi. So now I'm going to divide both sides by that 3.14. I am trying to figure out what is my radius, because that is my unknown at this point. So dividing both sides, I get 16 equals r squared. And then to get r completely by itself, we know at this point we got a square root. Square root of 16 equals the square root of r squared, and that will give us a radius of 4. So now I'm asked to find the circumference, so I'm not done yet. So I'm going to then just go ahead and plug in my 4 for the radius in our circumference formula. And we actually already did this. 2 times 3.14 times 4 gives us 25.12. So our circumference would be 25.12 feet. So that's just kind of taking it an extra step, given some area, solving backwards so that you can help find the circumference, or maybe you can find the diameter. But keep those in mind that we're still just plugging in values and using our order of operations. All right, so you guys are going to go and start your practice that's on Elluminate today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Let me know. I'm around. I'm able to answer and help. Again, you have this day's activity, and then you have tomorrow's activity, and then there's no work for Friday. So enjoy the long weekend, and hopefully I will talk to you guys all soon. All right. Bye, guys.